Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Today, we talk Shadowlands. Now, fear not. This isn't going to be another BS video where we talk about the latest news and gossip and things that nobody else knows, that I've got a super inside source that can tell me the scoop that you don't know, but I do. No. We're going to talk about what we do know. At Blizzcon, we got a taste of Shadowlands, with the deep dive panels, gameplay on the floor, and a ton of interviews giving us little tidbits of information, all of which that we could gobble up like hungry hippos. Since that day, we've actually received very little news, so we've gone about our business in World of Warcraft, playing patch 8.3, getting frustrated with the lag, hooked up on corruption, and generally going into the end of expansion holding pattern that we all now know so well. Getting ahead of the curve, getting your Radar IO score up, PvP, or just going out and exploring games that you may have missed while you were deep in BFA. Now, we always keep one eye open, our nose to the ground, and any other body part wherever it needs to be to pick up news regarding alpha, beta, or just a tiny little tidbit that's been dropped by somebody about a new feature or a dungeon or something that's coming up with a new expansion, just to get our juices flowing. Now, recently, if you follow any of the WoW websites, you will know that several encrypted alpha builds have been rolled out. This, of course, was a spark thrown amongst the dry tinder of our curiosity. BFA has not been kind to us WoW players, many calling it the worst expansion that they've ever done. And I will say it has been death by 1,000 cuts, each part not living up to its potential. Had one single element failed, then it can be forgiven. But add all those little failures up, and it's another story. And it started so well. The Foundation copied from Legion, which was universally adored by many. That should have been a great starting point. But they went backwards even in that. You take away things that made the Emissary quest unique and interesting and fun. And yes, I'm not just talking about the fact that we lost our legendaries, but I'm also talking about things like Paragon mounts were taken away. And the new features that they did bring were sloppy in execution. Now, I could talk about BFA and its failings for a year and not even scratch the surface, but I digress, and I apologise. So the encrypted alpha speculation fires are raging now. Let's get back on topic. Now, YouTube channels are telling people when the alpha is coming, when players will get their hands on the beta, and all the inside goodness. That covers over the fact that in truth, we actually know no more now than we did at BlizzCon. And therein lies the issue. Blizzard actually said very little since that day. At a time when they need not only PR wins, but also, and more importantly, to win back players that still love this game and want to come back, but are given very little incentive to do so. Now, I'm aware we are in the middle of a far bigger issue in the world, and above all, people need to stay safe. And there's no denying that that is going to harm production of Shadowlands. But it's also an opportunity. Why couldn't we have something like live from Ian's Lounge telling players what's happening, giving us an insight into the issues they are having? If things are delayed, that's fine. What has been completed that they're excited about? Simply put, they could get in touch with the player base that they have been at war with for far too long, for realistically no reason. Blizzard don't need to bow to our every wish and whim, but they need to get that feeling of being a company that cares about making a great product first and foremost. A game that they enjoy playing themselves. And secondly, that they are proud for others to play and enjoy, rather than following their big brother Activision and producing something that seems fresh enough to be called new, but gets stale fast, but at that point the millions in the bank and, hey, no longer care. I've said it before, WoW needs more social interaction. That interaction can start now with Blizzard. I don't mind, as I said before, if Shadowlands is delayed. I don't mind if they say no class balance or changes to M+. Just say something, engage the player base, give us a reason to still care about WoW. That the journey in WoW is as important as ever, and that things like the pay to win that everybody's been talking about with regards to BOEs was a mistake, or if it's not a mistake, why it's going to continue on, what their vision, what their thought process is behind it. If you make a good game, Blizz, and engage us, then we'll blow your metrics out the water. All those monthly active user minutes and engaged users and whatever other metrics you care about will absolutely crush those numbers. We'll exceed your wildest dreams without the need for time gating or time sinks. But that's enough for me for now. I need a deep breath. Will Blizz start talking to us? Nope. It's all about the corporate, not the player in 2020, and it has been sadly for some time. Hence, the state of much of gaming at the moment. But as always, I live in hope that there is still enough good at Blizzard. So until Shadowlands drops, I shall keep trying to get my head of the curve, watching Altered Carbon, and wishing I had my hands on Cyberpunk 2077. Stay safe, everyone. I shall catch you all tomorrow. Have a good one.